And so from the talent side of things, right, we've talked a lot about the downside of not being fair, not being equitable. There's also an upside of that, right? Because particularly today, where people drive so much for their work and that's part of their job, that becomes part of the interview process. People want to know during that conversation, what does your driving program look like? And if you're able to answer that question with such specifics, such transparency, such structure, whereas the driving program really is tied to the role in the job that the person's going to be doing, that becomes a competitive advantage when you think about attracting talent. So there's certainly the retention of talent, but then attracting talent as well, particularly when you get into positions where you could potentially have a richer program, right? We talk a lot about, pharmaceutical reps, for example. The driving program where it could be slightly richer becomes something that is a competitive advantage, and they think about that in terms of their entire compensation package. And so, I'm always gonna double down. Certainly, I think about risk as it relates to the things that could happen with employees, but when I think about talent and I think about the retention, we all know how expensive it is to deal with talent attrition. And so whenever we can do things that or have programs that are equitable, fair, structured, it impacts your ability to retain talent, right? It impacts your ability to attract talent. And so because of all the costs that we talked about and because of all the risks, it has become a big part of how somebody evaluates a job.